Stories about the gods, called myths, were made up thousands of years ago. Was there a real Hercules, a man behind the stories? We will never know. Yet his story is of a man who was so strong and courageous, whose deeds were so mighty, and who so endured all the hardships that were given to him, that when he died, Hercules was brought up to Mount Olympus to live with the gods. Hercules, known in Greek mythology as Heracles, is one of the best known heroes in ancient mythology. His life was not easy. He endured many trials and completed many daunting tasks, but the reward of his suffering was a promise that he would live forever among the gods at Mount Olympus. Hercules was a demigod. This meant that he was half god, half human. His father was Zeus, king of the gods, and his mother was Alcmene, a beautiful human princess. Wife of Zeus, goddess Hera, learned that Hercules was actually the son of her husband Zeus and another woman, and became very jealous with rage at Hercules. According to the ancient Greek myths, Hercules was born in Thebes, an ancient settlement in Boeotia, central Greece. When Hera discovered her husband's secret affair had bred a child, she was overcome with jealousy, rage, and hate. Determined to kill Zeus' illegitimate son, Hercules, Hera sent 2 snakes to strangle the baby in his sleep. However, the infant Hercules was unusually strong and fearless, and he strangled the snakes before they could strangle him. Hercules' mother, Alcmene, tried to raise him like a regular kid. He went to school like mortal children, learning subjects like math, reading, and writing. However, one day he got mad and hit his music teacher on the head with his lyre and killed him by accident. Hercules went to live in the hills where he worked as a cattle herder. One day, when Hercules was 18 years old, a massive lion attacked his herd. Hercules killed the lion with his bare hands. Hercules married a princess named Megara. They had a family and were living a happy life. This made the goddess Hera angry. She tricked Hercules into thinking his family was a bunch of snakes. Hercules killed the snakes only to realize that they were his own wife and kids. Hercules wanted to get rid of his guilt. He went to get advice from the god Apollo, a god who could offer healing, knowledge, and prophecy. Apollo declared that he had to go to the city of Tiryns. The king of Tiryns was Eurystheus. Eurystheus had a reputation of being mean, and Hercules knew that the king would give him a tough time. Hercules had to serve King Eurystheus for 12 years while he performed the labors. There was some good news though. Once Hercules completed every one of the labors, Apollo declared he would be absolved of his guilt and achieve immortality. But the king did not like Hercules, as Hercules was more popular than the king and wanted Hercules to fail. Each time, the king made the task more and more difficult. First, king sent Hercules to the hills of Nemea to kill a lion that was terrorizing the people of the region. Hercules trapped the lion in its cave and strangled it. For the rest of his life, he wore the lion's pelt as a cloak. Second, Hercules traveled to the city of Lerna to slay the 9-headed Hydra, a poisonous snake-like creature who live underwater, guarding the entrance to the underworld. For this task, Hercules had the help of his nephew, Iolaus. He cut off each of the monster's head, while Iolaus burned each wound with a torch. This way, the pair kept the heads from growing back. Third, Hercules set off to capture the sacred pit of the goddess Diana, a red deer or hind with golden antlers and bronze hooves. The king, Eurystheus, had chosen this task for his rival because he believed that Diana would kill anyone she caught trying to steal her pet. However, once Hercules explained his situation to the goddess, she allowed him to go on his way without any punishment. Fourth, Hercules used a giant net to snare the terrifying man-eating wild boar of Mount Erymanthus. Hercules' fifth task was supposed to be humiliating as well as impossible, cleaning all the manure of King Augeas' enormous stables in a single day. However, Hercules completed the job easily, flooding the barn by diverting 2 nearby rivers. Hercules' sixth task was straightforward. Travel to the town of Stymphalos and drive away the huge flock of carnivorous birds that had taken up residence in its trees. This time, it was the goddess Athena who came to his aid. She gave him a pair of magical bronze crotala or noisemakers, first by the god Hephaestus. Hercules used this tool to frighten the birds away. 7th, Hercules went to Crete to capture the ramping bull that had impregnated the wife of the island's king. Hercules drove the bull back to Eurystheus, who released it into the streets of Marathon. Hercules' 8th challenge was to capture the 4 man-eating horses of the Thracian king Diomedes. He brought them to Eurystheus, who dedicated the horse to Hera and set them free. The 9th challenge was complicated. Stealing an armor belt that belonged to Amazon queen Hippolyte. At first, the queen welcomed Hercules and agreed to give him the belt without a fight. However, the troublemaking Hera disguised herself as an Amazon warrior and spread a rumor that Hercules intended to kidnap the queen. To protect their leader, the woman attacked the hero's fleet. Then, fearing for his safety, Hercules killed Hippolyte and ripped the belt from her body. For his 10th challenge, Hercules was dispatched nearly to Africa to steal the cattle of the 3-headed, 6-legged monster Geryon. Once again, Hera did all she could to prevent Hercules from succeeding, but eventually he returned to Mycenae with the cows. For 11th challenge, King Eurystheus sent Hercules to steal Hera's wedding gift to Zeus, a set of golden apples guarded by a group of nymphs known as Hesperides. This task was difficult. Hercules needed the help of the mortal Prometheus and the god Atlas to pull it off. But Hercules eventually managed to run away with the apples. After Hercules showed them to the king, he again returned the golden apples to the god's garden where they belong. For his final challenge, Hercules traveled to Hades to kidnap Cerberus, the vicious 3-headed dog that guards underworld gates. Hercules managed to capture Cerberus by using his superhuman strength to wrestle the monster to the ground. Afterward, the dog returned unharmed to his post at the entrance to the underworld. After completing his 12 labors, Hercules had a number of other adventures, rescuing the princess of Troy, battling for the control of Mount Olympus, but none were as difficult or as significant as the labors had been. Later in his life, Hercules married his second wife, Deianira. When a centaur, a half-man, half-horse, attempts to steal her away, Hercules shot him with an arrow that he had soaked in the poison of the Hydra. As he lay dying, the centaur, realizing that his own blood is now also poisonous, gave his blood-stained garment to Deianira, lying to her that it will forever bind Hercules to her. Years later, when Deianira hears a rumor that Hercules is having an affair, she gave him the blood-stained garment to wear, hoping it will bring him back to her. However, the poisoned blood on the garment burns Hercules' flesh, causing intense pain. Realizing that he had been poisoned, Hercules builds his own funeral pyre and burns himself to death on it. In agony from the poisoned blood, Hercules begged his father Zeus to let him die, even though he was immortal. After he died, Athena carried him to Olympus on her chariot. According to the legend, he will spend the rest of eternity with the gods. Hercules is depicted as a handsome, muscular young man, usually with a beard. He is renowned for his extraordinary strength, bravery, and intelligence. Thank you.